portal to use on this attempt at a retake. One flash. Hey, we're here. One flash to try to get themselves in for this retake. They do manage to get one kill, but for the rest, it is an anti-eco slaughter. That's going to be another round on the board here for Lynn Vision. Looking just as strong as we saw on that first map, but now TYLOO have an opportunity to buy back into this and maybe bring things back in their favor.
Yeah, we're going to go to a very quick break because, of course, we've had multiple technical issues to try and sort out. So we're trying to be as professional as possible, and we'll throw it very quickly and come back ASAP. Silly people, because Lynn Vision have a good chance to maybe go for some more toward B now. Plenty of utility, and I've got a nice setup ready and raring to go. Two underneath with the bomb. Attacker and Aristo, though, are here, ready and waiting. And they can most certainly do something with this.
Lynn Vision keeping the pace. very slow at the moment. Oh, but Aristo, a nice little position up here. Get that first kill of the round gives them a big advantage into this one, and they need every advantage that they can take right now. As he gets a second one as well for his troubles, and it's not even traded out. So we're at a 5 versus 3 here. Lynn Vision, the round is, well, they waited out so much of that time, and Aristo takes full advantage.
westmelon stack and flashes their entry toward the site. Next to that smoke, could work out for one, but he's so blind, and the flashes were just way too good there from Lynn Vision. They could not deal with that whatsoever, and westmelon just holding off all the attacking areas of retake possibility. The attacker himself is left 1 versus 2. What I will say is that this round is basically all westmelon, because he's done a sterling job of recovering this. And oh, attacker! I was about to say he's done a sterling job and should easily trade that. But how has attacker got away with that spray transfer? That was not necessarily by judgment. Bit of luck involved with that recoil, but he made it look pretty sexy.
And I mean, westmelon has been doing an exceptional job for his team at the moment. So looking very, very strong. But TYLOO finally managed to claw their way back into another round. And this is fantastic news for them. They're able to spend in a little bit of cash here. It's not perfect by any measure, but at least they can try and step to Lynn Vision in this one. Try and keep that streak going. Aristo in the same position, but taking a far more deep forward approach. Manages to get one, but is instantly traded back.
Yeah, underneath the stairs. Not easy to necessarily get that kill as quickly as possible on that trade with the stairs in the way, but Zaka does an okay job of it with 71 health to spare as well. So back into that 4v4 very early on. Ganking is jump spotting the A ramp at the moment. If he's doing it like that, he can be basically the only one that needs to be there for now, at least. But Lynn Vision shows some more presence. Should be sighting for TYLOO. But a nice re-smoke towards stairs will mean that Zaka won't see anything for a while yet. Danking trying to play a line underneath that smoke. And Zaka could be in a perfect position to stop attack if I'm moving forward. There we go. Low HP player sacrifices himself for information. But that's it.
Lynn Vision starting to make a play here for this A side. Some nice util to come out. Players away from dangerous angles. Now bomb does get. Oh, that was nearly a team kill. Oh, so much damage coming through there, and westmelon just has to do a little bit of cleanup on that one. 4 versus 2 here. Some great util usage to get themselves in onto the site. Bomb goes down. TYLOO are forced to save.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. Freeman and Danking have 2 M4s and 3 flashes to save as well. Armor and kits too, so it's most certainly worth a save, but that's just another round that Lynn Vision have managed to work their way into, sort of late round as well. If it wasn't for attackers' ridiculous clutch in that previous round, then westmelon probably got those 4 kills, got it sorted, and it would have been 5-2. Or sorry, 5-1 rather than 4-2. So it makes a big difference in the state of the game. But of course, now that Lynn Vision have hit straight back, that means that TYLOO are on a full eco again. Apart from those M4s. It makes it very hard for the CT side.
Almost the transfer, but unfortunately not to be. Gets one kill, instantly traded back. Bat him. Oh, nasty shot just around the corner there. Beautiful little pre-fire. And now good Molly going to force this player off of that position out into the open and run to get the kill onto him as he makes his way across. He loves to find another day. This A site is now once again being overrun by the Lynn Vision players. players left alive here on TYLOO, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a second.
Yeah, they got the AK, they got the M4, so probably best to figure that one out. And now Danking's being tagged down to 7 HP. He should be getting himself out of there.
Another solid round here from Lynn Vision. TYLOO definitely struggling to find a footing here. I mean, bearing in mind, we did mention this a little earlier, but in case you have just joined us, the first map, which went so decidedly in Lynn Vision's favor, 16-7, was in fact TYLOO's map pick. Now, this is Lynn Vision's map pick. They've gone a-hunting. Oh, don't manage to get that last player, so one gun carried over into the next round. And yeah, I mean, if TYLOO had such a difficult time on their own map, it's a little unfortunate, a little devastating, I think, now as we come in onto Lynn Vision's map pick, and we're seeing much of the same. So taking a very needed tactical time out here, taking a moment to just figure out what they're going to do into the next few rounds, because recovery is still very much on the table. It's more than...
Yep, that's kind of been the story for TYLOO this whole game so far. Envision has been that step ahead the whole way. V4, Vadim, 40 HP to spare. Utility is okay for the T side. They've got the one smoke they could need to execute toward the A-bomb site. 4 flashes. They've got a Molotov for sandbags or double stack if they need it. Look at Attacker. Has westmelon heard it? I think he has. Perfect pick out. Puts TYLOO in an even harder position, even though the 2 players are going to be on the site and Aristo is rotating in. Clean. Clean from Zaka. Removes Summer. That's an important kill, as I said, everyone on TYLOO was just rotating in toward the situation. Zaka continuing to shoulder peek it, and then he goes for the swing, and that's a huge kill, because Danking was looking very low, and there we go. Good switch around from Aristo. Now it's just Starry. Knows exactly where he is. He's heard the reload. Does he go for the pre-fire? Oh, it's a left-eye peek for Starry, and that plays into Aristo's favour. Great quad kill from him. Gets TYLOO a much-needed third.
I mean, this is stunning, right? I spoke about how in the very first matchup today, TYLOO versus Rare Atom, Aristo had a very, very slow day at the office. We came in onto map 2, and he was looking pretty, or rather series 2, and he was looking pretty good on that first map, and now, again, just stepping it up that little bit more. Some really good positioning over on that A site, kind of starting to read in a little bit into what Lynn Vision are doing. But now they need to start doing that a little bit earlier on in the round. They can't keep letting it get so expensive.
(14-3) for westmelon early game. Only on round 9. Insane start. TYLOO trying to do something with this game, but every round, as you've been saying, has just been so ridiculously close. Aren't being allowed to build up anything monetarily. Adam going for a duel against the MP9. Oh, Noisemaid dropping down. That's a bit of an error. There are 3 players holding for this crossfire too, but one's been removed already. westmelon again. Up to 15 now. 5 KD for him. That's not bad. We take those every day of the week.
I'd like to see a little bit more proactivity from TYLOO. They play a very, very passive game. I mean, they realize Lynn Vision have to push in, so they can be a little bit more passive, but it seems to be working more in Lynn Vision's favor than in TYLOO's.
Execute coming in. 20 seconds to go. Again, time is low, but they've won these situations before. westmelon will flash himself, but look at this. 3 players on the site to try and face, and someone gets that opening frag. Aristo gets the trade, and that's when Freeman can sharpen help with some damage as well. Venom gets 1, but there is Freeman. Now Starry can't even plant the bomb. 3 seconds, round's done. There we go.
Oh, that was close as well.
Does well to stay alive. If he went down after time there, it would have been rough for his money, but he's good.
It was literally a fraction of a second for that bomb plant, but unfortunately, not to be. Another round for TYLOO. All right, keeping things a little bit more competitive here. Certainly more so than what we saw on our first map. Starting to look a little bit more stable. Whatever was discussed in that timeout certainly seems to have had a good effect. But can they keep this up? Lynn Vision now on the knife's edge in terms of what cash they have available, but TYLOO themselves not exactly in a good spot. Winning 2 rounds in a row hasn't really done much for them. Still able to buy in, but it's been kept so close that they don't really have any sort of a slush fund to work with going into the next few rounds. So this is a big round for them to win. This round will swing things far more heavily into their favor. Should they win it, of course.
Of course. But they still, as you say, just do not have anything built up at all. Still have a FAMAS in play and MP9 too. Thankfully, in that previous round for them, they were saved, but the fact they had so many players on the site at the right time. Flash coming over, peeks and comes in from westmelon, and you don't want to get peeked from him so far in this game. Smoke's coming up, one for left side, one for right side. westmelon continuing to throw in those flashes and trying to keep TYLOO guessing and when they're going to swing. Vadim now has control of sandbags, which is certainly very powerful, but could easily get removed with Freeman's incendiary if he chooses to rotate in. Good frag from Summer, but it was only Vadim selling that fake, so it's going to be with 20 seconds to go. Down to Lynn Vision to go toward B, and again, time ticking down. They can't afford to get stopped by the clock again. TYLOO, the longer they wait, they're going to be rotating in as fast as possible. And their duels are going to be even harder to win. westmelon hits another one, and he hits even a second as well. He's unstoppable at the moment. Frag comes in from attacker, but he can't deny that bomb plant, and Emilia trades it. It's Dan King and Aristo to try and recover the situation. Big swing from Aristo, but Lynn Vision have left the equation. All down toward ramp, can play off the back of each other. There's no smoke for the bomb. Aristo will try and hold it. If they don't peek it in time, they could be in for a bit of an issue, but in come the kills. Well done, Lynn Vision. That was just a well-played late-round scenario, and westmelon has shown up again.
Really solid control of the site there once that bomb was down. As you said, right, they pull away, they get into that stairwell, and they have perfect sight lines. There's a little prediction there, knowing that there would be limited utility available, or suspecting as much, and they're able to play a little bit further off the site. But of course, you also know that the bomb is planted for you, so you hear that tap, you're very likely to get something off there. I think there was also a flash thrown over the top, just in case, so kept some of that util in the back pocket just to help secure that round. And well, a round that we said could be the swing for TYLOO. Unfortunately, they don't manage to come away with it. Back down onto a couple of small upgrades. Lynn Vision looking to bring things back in their control.
Good job, Emilia. Even though it was a full force buy, they managed to fight their way in nicely. westmelon again. Oh no! I was about to say westmelon survived with 1 point of health, and he's jumped down the B stairs and died to gravity. Unfortunate. Thankfully, for the case of Lynn Vision, it's not going to cost them the round. It's not a critical moment of the game, but either way, amusing indeed.
I think that's my most entertaining thing about this entire map. Just especially when there's player cams and you can see how serious they are as they get up onto that railing and then they fall off, and just the sheer disappointment in their eyes as they plummet to their deaths. This is a great map to watch. But unfortunately, despite a player plummeting to their deaths, it wasn't enough for TYLOO. And that's going to be another round conceded over. What do at this point? I mean, I'm getting serious flashbacks to Ancient, where it just feels like no matter what they try, Lynn Vision are running circles around them. I think one of the big things we pointed out in the Lynn Vision Eruption game had a lot to do with the player's individual prowess and how strong that was, particularly on Eruption. But Lynn Vision seemed to be showing huge signs of that here as well. When they isolate those 1v1s, very quickly able to take control of the situation. And I think for TYLOO, one of their win conditions here might just be to disallow some of those 1v1s from coming through. Trades need to be a little bit stronger. And we saw some really good crossfire setups on Ancient from TYLOO. So if we can see a little bit more of that here, maybe they can start bringing these rounds back in their favor.
Just in all the crucial moments, Lynn Vision have been way too good as it stands. Deal available for Summer, of course, and Danking, even though he's not got anything at all, he has got that diffuse kit and armor, which is a bit strange. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. That's an unusual setup to have only the USP and a diffuse kit. Yeah, of course, he's in the middle of nowhere, so that armor and kit is going to be lost to the ether by the looks of it. That nade will be lost to the ether as well. Smacks Vadim in the back of the chest. Zaka removes that one nicely. westmelon finds his kill to recover 18 after he lost it earlier on from getting that -1 from dying to a bit of gravity. It does hurt when you land like that. And now attacker's last alive. Miles away from the action. Just trying to waste time for time's sake. Why not?
Yeah, not much more to be done here, unfortunately. Not even in a good position for an exit. Maybe someone will come and drive by, but seems unlikely. You got to hold on to that USPS, right? I mean, it's going to be really useful in the next round.
Really important, right?
Yeah,
it's not like you
don't
spawn with one
that.
at all, you know?
I don't know. It's stat denial, money denial.
Yeah. Well, right now, talking of denial, just Lynn Vision are denying everything for TYLOO. The one round that they've really had a surprising success in was that attacker 1v2. And as I said earlier, if that hadn't have come in, which honestly, in every other day of the week, probably wouldn't have because it was so unusual and so reactive, it would have been 9-3 already.
The timing on that flyby, that was so good. Well done, production. Like literally
Sweeping.
flying from where that last player is, and they sweep, and as they sweep, the tees are spawned in. That was sexy. I like that.
Not time for TYLOO to win a force buy. Force buy? Full buy. Because they have been struggling for these purchases basically the entire game so far, and I haven't really had much money for an AWP either. I wouldn't say TYLOO are very AWP central at the moment, to be fair. We didn't even see much of it from them on the previous map. But still, you'd think they'd at least pop it in a few times, but every single full purchase so far hasn't had the money to support it, so that's the issue. westmelon again gets an opening, but it's only a 1-for-1 this time. But unfortunately for attacker, he's now under a lot of pressure. That is an angle which he will get caught out on, and there we go. Starry gets it done. Aristo is here pretty quickly. Goes for a big wide swing, though, and Emilia wasn't expecting him still to be toward white box. Another advantage for Lynn Vision. But the problem is, Dan King has the bomb. And that is, of course, the objective. So it's a bit of an issue. Both CTs are here. They have a re-smoke for this position too. No, they don't. Never mind. Straight down the elevator shaft it goes. Thankfully, Vadim's on a flank, and that should remove any issue for Lynn Vision. That smoke would have certainly helped, I can assure you, but yeah, no longer. Prima needs an insane spin, and it's not going to happen. Lynn Vision figure it out, and TYLOO continue just to make these small mistakes that are not helping them in the long run.
There've been a few missed lineups. I saw like a molly that wound up nowhere, just like on a roof somewhere.
Yeah,
It's
well,
one of these
but there was a
things.
molly from earlier as well that ended up on a girder, I think, above like on
Yeah,
the side of the map. So
yeah.
it can happen, and I think right now it's happening a bit too much for the TYLOO
That's the
side. But
thing, right? It's one of those things you gotta clean it up a bit. Can be the difference maker. That's why utility is such an important aspect of the game. But unfortunately, back down onto pistols, and immediately Lynn Vision get that first kill of the round. And this should realistically be around for them again. Like if Tyler can maybe get 1 or 2 well, I say exits, 1 or 2 kills, pick up some upgrades, and then run away, that would be great. But seeming more and more
ooh,
unlikely. Oh, Summer though.
that's a nice job to get a second with the CZ there. Unusual to double down from that particular position. But again, westmelon has taken up a very, very deep position. I'm not sure that Tyler will be expecting him to be so far up toward the site already. Smoke toward connector. Someone will peek dry, and there you go. westmelon gets his frag. 20 and 6. Continuing to farm. And Aristo and Attacker have a Deagle and MP9 on the retake. With positions continuing to be smoked off. Just no way in.
Oh, I was thinking if Attacker could just get one more, but he's coming right up into an AWP. It wasn't even the AWP that got the kill. Unfortunate. Maybe Aristo can do it, right? We saw him get a 4K here. Managed to pick up a gun. Nah, he's gonna hold on to it. Good choice, good choice. Try and take that into the next round. But I mean, Lynn Vision have more than confirmed themselves the lead now. They've hit the double digits. We're into the last round once this bomb goes off. TYLOO will be able to force it. I mean, they have to force in, but at least it'll be a workable force. Something that they can actually try to get some results with. It'll be a very similar scoreline to what we saw on Ancient, especially if they do, in fact, lose this round. This is their CT side, so it does make that little bit more rough. So pistol is going to be imperative into the next. Assuming, of course, they win this round. I think that if they lose this round, all hope is lost.
Sam, I've seen
Yes.
something and I'm scared about it.
Okay.
What do you think it is?
Does it have to do with what you just typed in Discord?
No. It
Oh.
has something to do with what I've seen on the Lynn Vision side. What is that gun?
Oh God.
What is
paying
that?
attention. I was like looking at the scoreline and just like dreaming. Oh,
Yeah,
dear
we
me.
all I'm gonna say is that there'll be some people that may have a few opinions about that one, but there you go. Two M249s on the floor in spawn. The last one of the half coming in. They want to show off that they've got lots of money for this particular situation, which is fair enough, I guess. Let's see if they can end off the half looking even richer. 11-4 is their best possibility. Danking looking for a foot, spots the foot, and spots it really nicely. Does take the leg shot, and already that's Zaka in a bit of trouble. And as I said for TYLOO, they have not had the AWP much in this game so far, and Danking now finally has it, but not for long. westmelon again goes for a quick peek, but this time he reloads in the open. Not expecting Summer to be so close, so again, only a 1-for-1 on this occasion, and Vadim has to peek wide to trade it. Again, HP low on both sides. But the rotations are in for TYLOO. Starry looking for the swing, takes it, but can't take Freeman. That was only the low HP player, so now into a 2v2 with Lynn Vision's low HP players. I think this is probably going to be TYLOO's round.
Round that they desperately need. I said if they lost this one, that could be GG's, but they can pull this one out of the hat, get themselves that 5th round. At the very least, they've got a little bit of a health advantage. Bomb hasn't been planted just yet, but they've read this rotation. Attacker's in a really good spot here. Not
Yeah,
gonna
they
have to
can.
deny the plant. It's all gonna
They
be
had-
about the retake.
They actually had nades to deny that, but they weren't there quick enough, really, to deny any possibility of the CTs coming in quickly. And Vadim actually goes down to his own utility again.
1G.
Again, multiple mistakes that we've been seeing so far in this game, but it happens. It happens. Players dying to gravity, players dying to their own Molotov. It's been a bit messy, but it's been a little bit cleaner for Lynn Vision, and they'll get themselves a 10-5 going into the second half. We'll be back after a quick break. Looks like we're live for the second half, I do believe. So we're going to get ourselves underway now and see if Lynn Vision can possibly close out this series. Dubret in action for Zaka. And the bomb will be planted by Aristo on the right-hand side of the site. Chance possibly for Lynn Vision to retake, but they've actually got no defuse kit in action on here. So this makes this retake even more difficult. Tough situation ahead of them, and they actually have a flash prepared on TYLOO to even go for a swing on some timing to maybe catch a few players off guard, and there we go. Freeman gets himself that kill. Summer follows it up. Valim's the only one to answer back for now, and then Summer swings for another. Nicely done. Emilia, 2 quickfire headshots to respond, but the bomb is way too far ticked at this point, and TYLOO have simply wasted the clock down and won this pistol round.
And it was an insanely important one for them as well. Again, very similar to what we saw on Ancient a little bit earlier on. They did manage to win their first pistol in the second half, and things started to look like they were going to go maybe not in TYLOO's favor, but that they might be able to claw themselves back into it. And then things kind of ran away from them. So hopefully they'll be able to convert this this force round, get themselves into the bonus, and give themselves a little bit of a springboard into this round. Because of course, if they should win this, so that'll get them to 7. And if they can win the bonus as well, then they're only at a 2-round deficit, and then it is more than recoverable. So these next 2 rounds are going to be crucial for TYLOO's survivability.
Yeah, they need to win this one, not just comfortably, but flawlessly. Make sure all 5 stay alive against just 4 USPs. Deagle, of course, on Emilia. He's got that Kevlar to work with after he got those couple of kills in the previous round in that pistol, which means he obviously got a bit of kill bonus to work with, so flying up a little bit more. Try and do some damage at least. Peak will come through. So I'm going to get some of that information.
TYLOO have done a good job at denying some of that info. Of course, Lynn Vision doing the A gamble stack for the moment. They're going to have to try and play for this retake. Only one Deagle to make it happen. So bomb is definitely going to get planted. Now the attempt needs to come through. No util, no firepower, just pure unadulterated skill.
It's one of these rounds where just nothing comes through at all. And that is the way it goes sometimes in Counter-Strike. No worries at all. We can move on past this one. Freeman has a chance to farm. And he has all the letters in his name to spell farm.
Oi.
So, you know, he's got a chance to do so with that Mac 10. Ooh, that's a bit of input lag there from Attacker. So, as one of my friends would say, he was also a relatively decent player. When he feels like he wants an excuse as to why he whiffed, he just says, oh, input lag. And you see, he barely tracked him at all there. It can happen sometimes. And he do get away with 1 kill and a free Galil as well on westmelon, so that's pretty good. Of course, he's been the main man so far in this game, from all 10 players, to be fair. So he'll drop that Galil over to Zaka. Always good to keep that for an extra bit of utility, and probably a defuse kit as well. And I'll buy up M4s around that. So TYLOO, within touching distance again, but Lynn Vision now have a buy to try and stop them in their tracks.
Yeah, we were hoping for a flawless round from TYLOO. Unfortunately, losing 1 player means they do have to reinvest in a little bit. But it's not so much that it's broken the bank just yet. But of course, they don't really have wiggle room. So winning this round is key to keeping themselves in the series. Remember that they are 1-0 down at the moment. Our first map went pretty strongly in Lynn Vision's favor. So if they lose this map, not only are they out of the series, but they're out of this tournament. A lot to play for.
Yeah, of course. Reminder, this is the lower bracket game, as you say. So no more chance for Melbourne if you do go out here. And TYLOO are not that far away from going out. I would say, obviously, the favourite of this 14 bracket probably would be Rare Atom. They've had previous in ESL Challengers, of course. I got a chance to cover them at ESL Challenger Valencia. They were a very exciting team to watch and caused a few upsets as well. But Lynn Vision might have something to say about that. Holding toward ramp for TYLOO. Not really showing any presence at all at the moment, other than just sitting there waiting to throw some late round utility. They're going to charge their way up in a second because there's only 30 seconds to go. And Lynn Vision will know that. TYLOO have very happily wasted the clock down very, very low. And that's going to force Lynn Vision to rotate toward the site very, very quickly. Now, plenty of players here, but someone does catch Vadim through the smoke at least. But look how late the bomb is. They've decided that that's just a pure fake. And you know what? It's going to work for them. B site is completely clear. They've pulled those rotations, like I said. I really thought they would still go toward A, but the fact that Summer got that kill really just sold it even more. And that's what we just honestly a pure straight up fake. Nothing too fancy about that. And TYLOO should win this round off the back of it with no defuse kit on Lynn Vision.
Yeah, the Vision just gonna have to hang back. Yeah, they did manage to get one of those kills onto Summer. They got something to show for their troubles. And this was a great round from TYLOO. I mean, I was waiting to see something like this on Ancient. I'd said, everything they try and do just never seemed to work out for them. Now they managed to attempt it here, and it works out amazingly. Okay, they've handed a couple of deaths over. Sure, it's worth in the sense of you're doing damage to their economy, but you've lost a few of your players, and for the moment they're fine, but you do need to think a little bit more long term. So for now, they're okay. They need to try and get through this next round without losing a player, if possible, just so they can keep that slush fund going. And they should be able to, with only 2 weapons saved over from the previous round. 3 of Lynn Vision's players only on upgraded pistols. We'll see if westmelon can bring it back. I mean, he's been such an outstanding player on this map. A little bit quieter on the first map, but here he has really, really shown up in an unbelievable way.
Let's see if we can do anything with the CZ. I'm going to be up close with that. So the bottom of a ramp. Flash in from Zaka to help out. I've obviously got those 2 M4s saved over, but only those 2 M4s. It was a decent hunt from TYLOO. Nade will tag Zaka a little bit, but not really much more than that. And now he'll choose to just jump spot it and look for information. That will actually probably bait westmelon in with that CZ if he shows himself for a couple of seconds or two. 1 kill with a CZ would be an absolutely ideal, and there we go. Now 7 bullets in the clip. Can he get 1 more? He can. Oh. It's glorious. Now 4 bullets in the clip. Surely he doesn't get any more. He doesn't, but he does tag Danking a little bit. That's a really good job, and he continues to show up in a big way in this game. And once again, Lynn Vision causing TYLOO problems. But once again, TYLOO's answer could be the B side.
Vision may just read into that, though. There's a little bit of a presence over that way. So they're not going to be caught with their pants down 2 rounds in a row. 2 players here to try to lock it down. Oh, and Vadim will get a nice little kill for himself on the rotation here. Instantly gets traded back. Freeman is absolutely on fire. And it'll be Attacker to get the last kill of the round there. Bomb plant not even necessary.
Because even though it went down to a 1 versus 1, it would have been a lot different if they hadn't figured that one out. So, yeah, well done. And now in the following round, it's important for them to try and fight back because TYLOO now only 1 behind from a 10-5 half. They haven't lost a single round so far, TYLOO, on this second half. Zaka, that's a brilliant opening. Removing Summer, and he's already legged Dan King as well. So this is exactly what Lynn Vision need.
That little bit of a leg up in this round. Little bit of early damage. And that's going to cause TYLOO to really pump the brakes as they think about how they're going to regress into this. Obviously, whatever plan they had more or less went out the window. But Aristo, another strong player in this lobby, manages to take down that AWP. It's now off the board. Numbers have evened out. Things start to look a little bit more doable for TYLOO.
Yeah, TYLOO, of course, used to be the premium organization in this region, but most certainly overtaken these days by the likes of Rare Atom and IHC, who are actually invited to the main event already. Can they somehow recover this series? Lynn Vision looking to overtake them as well, and that could be a way to do it. What a beautiful entry. Aristo and Dan can get a kill apiece. Forces westmelon to stay at bay and probably save that AWP once he's figured out that there's And TYLOO are going to even up the game. 10 rounds apiece.
I mean, this is 5 consecutive rounds for TYLOO.
Indeed.
Yeah, LV haven't managed to pick up a round on the CT side. TYLOO definitely seemed to have the runaround a little bit. Oh!
No AWP as well.
Yeah, that's a bit rough for Lynn Vision.
Now they're going to
Would've
be
liked
on
to.
5-7s probably. That's all. So yeah, that is a great round and a great recovery. Taking down that player that's saving, of course. TYLOO, I've got money in the bank, especially on attacker. Look, he's almost got double Friedman's amount. So yeah, that was absolutely the right decision to go hunting, and they get rewarded for it.
Yeah, didn't lose a player in that hunt as well. Makes it all the more sweet for the TYLOO squad. Oh, and Lynn Vision, yes. The deco. Couple of
Yep.
smokes. Bit of armor. But nothing really to write home about.
We've seen them win around like this once already today, so, you know, it can most certainly happen. Any quick 1D that has a possibility of maybe recovering one of these AKs can often be very scary. But yeah, as we said, elimination match, of course, loser has to go home. I assume they're probably already home, so go to bed probably and just be sad about it, unfortunately. IHC invited to the main event in Melbourne. Rare Atom, the favourites to join them, but is yet to be seen. Of course, only one spot from the 4 teams in this qualifier. Eruption have been playing pretty well. We saw that earlier on today on this stream. Look very good. Attacker. Get some information of a Deagle pushing him toward the B stairs. And they'll try and work their way now back up toward the A-bomb site. Aristo has to put in a reload. Lynn Vision have multiple players here and ready to fight. Could most certainly be an issue for TYLOO. Let's see how it goes.
I'm gonna go ahead and say not well. First kill coming through here for TYLOO. Bomb's gonna get planted. Westmelon's good for 1. But with his head out in the open is instantly traded out. Only 2 players left here for Lynn Vision. Could possibly do a little bit more damage. Maybe get 1 extra kill on the way out. Not to be danking. Using that cover to great effectiveness. And Emilia is just going to hold on to this Deagle into the next round. Another solid round for TYLOO. Lynn Vision starting to look a little flustered.
Yeah, they're starting to just fall by the wayside a bit more than I expected. I mean, as I said before, Lynn Vision in their previous tournaments and sort of open qualifiers like this can most certainly go deep, but they always seem to fall at the final hurdle. So, yeah, a bit of a mess on occasion for them. But I know they have the quality. And westmelon is certainly showing he has the quality. Even on the low buy rounds, he's always gone 1 for 1 this game so far, even with just a default USP. He's doing everything to try and get his team through to the finish line here. But TYLOO are in the lead, and Lynn Vision are still without a CT round.
It's good to see TYLOO have picked up the pace on this map. Yeah, we talked about what a wash the first map was, and TYLOO having been one of the teams to beat in the APAC region. So much so that they stopped competing in a lot of the APAC tournaments, focusing more heavily on the either the European stuff or like the RMR qualifiers and so on. Not really doing things like ECL, and now they've kind of fallen off a little bit. So it's good to see them with some resemblance of their former form.
Don't worry, I do that too. All good. Freeman walking his way in through mid. This time a man down to Lynn Vision. Of course to westmelon again, and Zaka finishes off the second. Nice timing on his check toward mid to make sure no one was having any funny business in there, and Freeman was, so he's removed. Summer going to go in with the bomb and probably boost up his teammate on the box close up. That might force Zaka to go for a bit of a audacious flick if Dan King shows himself in a split second. And there we go, but he hits it nicely. He had his sightline on that position. He's continuing to fake it out and make it an issue for Summer. It's going to force attacker to go in toward B. Spots the information, but Starry gets away with the frag nicely. Pops out unexpectedly. Now Summer's in a 1v5 with 12 seconds to go, so that means he's saving. And with 3,800 in the bank, an attacker on almost 12 grand actually will be after this loss bonus. It will be a comfortable buy for TYLOO still.
Oh yeah, definitely no major concerns there in terms of cash. But I don't think that they were looking to let their streak end there. Finally, Lynn Vision get themselves a point in this half. We'll go ahead and say Lynn Vision were lulling them into a false sense of security. Now is where the game really starts, right? 11-11, both teams on double digits. This is where the action starts. Maybe. Maybe I'm just fooling myself.
Maybe.
But I'd like to believe that things could be a little bit more back and forth. We had like a dominant first half and then a fairly dominant second half. I'd like to see things go a little back and forth, maybe hit that overtime. You know, keep the streak going, keep the dream alive. At the very least for TYLOO. They're looking to take us to map 3. And then Vision, well, I just want to end it here if they can.
Four players coming the way. This isn't be an issue. 3 Molotovs piling in from the third person. This is absolutely nightmarish, but Starry is helped out by a flash that he has to avoid from Aristo. Taken down there off the back of that. But at least for Lynn Vision's case, even though they look pretty screwed in that setup, managed to at least trade evenly. So 3 versus 3. After point utilities in action too, and westmelon is just standing tall with Vadim. The rotations were in beautifully. And Freeman was in a long lurk that was turning out to be quite a bit too long. He's a day late. But not a dollar short. I'll still be able to buy next round, and they might even still clutch this round. Saka is not considering that it could be an A push at all. Westmelon and Vadim having to play off the back of each other, and more information spotted. But they do have a crossfire now sorted out. So Freeman's going to be kind of stuck here. He's got no utility to block either one of these 2 players off either, which makes it even harder. And there's a big swing from westmelon. 28 and 12 from him. Another double kill. He continues to show up in a vengeance.
What an absolute monster. Genuinely. Highest kills in the server and lowest deaths. Okay, tied with Attacker on that one, but still, I mean, he's just been so good. And Lynn Vision, like we said, right, looking to put a stop to TYLOO, and that was a great round for them to keep that going. Now, Aristo, you know, all he's got to his name is a Deagle. They opt to invest into the AWP for danking, and I'm not too sure that was the right play, but we'll see if he can make beautiful music with that weapon. Haven't seen him really pop off with it over the course of this series. Been very little in that front. But it could be the perfect thing for Lynn Vision to take advantage of, as Starry is going to be the first player to fall here, as Attacker's on an absolute tear.
All they did there was Lynn Vision wanted to try and take control toward the bottom of B stairs, but I don't really think that was necessary at all. Even though they hadn't lost a pick or anything, just both of them just walk into Attacker. And this is the round basically done unless Zaka just gets a quad kill, and they're not even going toward his position really anymore. They are rotating back, but Zaka's moving away. So he's not going to be here at the right time. Sure, you've got the 2 players still alive that you'd want in this situation, but surely the manpower for TYLOO is going to be too much in a 5v2.
And still playing so carefully as well, despite the fact that they have a 3-player advantage. And I like the fact that they're like this, right? Don't get overly confident. Don't just rush out when you don't have any information, because they suspect that LV might be around here somewhere, but they have no idea where that could be. But eventually they make their way in onto the site. Bomb gets planted. Of course, Lynn Vision are going to hold on to these weapons. This was a round they were hoping to keep that streak going. But TYLOO do a wonderful job. In fact, Attacker does a wonderful job managing to get both of those 2 kills from the top of that stairs position. Really cracked things open. And then, of course, Danking follows that up with a nice AWP shot. Narrowly escaped with his own life, but it gave them the exact advantage they needed. So we tie things up again. 12-12. Economy starting to look shaky for both teams now, because the last few rounds have been so close and so back and forth. It's very shaky across the board. You've got some players who are absolutely rolling in the dirt, right? 6k on Vadim, there was over 5k on Attacker, but some of your players definitely struggling a little bit more than others. We should see some forces across the board here. But for both of these two teams, next round
Yeah.
could be kind of make or break.
This is where it counts for Lynn Vision. They've had trouble closing out these sort of games before when they know they've been the better team. Zaka hearing the running underneath the A, of course. You can just sit there and listen. Ear into the elevators and you can hear the trampling of the grate. And Aristo just catching westmelon in the open there. A little boost of the left-hand side of that smoke. Just free for TYLOO. Envision making these small mistakes that are compounding and snowballing right now, making them have to struggle and recover tough situations like this. TYLOO can't figure it, Envision can't figure it out right now. And TYLOO continue to figure them out. Boost in mid. Starry's the only one really here to defend against this. It'll be good. And there's tiny chip damage to Summer. Information spotted, but the gap in the smoke only gives some damage. Summer entering nicely. Emilia does block off the stairs nicely, and he takes danking as well. That's a big recovery. Emilia stepping up exactly when his team needed him, but the bomb will go down, and they know, obviously, he's on the flank.
This A side really seems to be Lynn Vision's kryptonite. TYLOO managed to make their way in again, and even in a 3v3, this could be very, very difficult to come out on top of. Make that a 3v2 as Badham goes down. Limited utility here to get themselves in onto the site and try and get that defuse.
Hello. Removed. Little shoulder peek. Little jiggle. Just like that. A wave of goodbye to Lynn Vision in this round. Zaka managed to save the AWP at least, which is good for them, but that's really the only plus of that previous round. TYLOO fighting their way through on this T side. Lynn Vision only 2 on CT to talk about in this half so far. And you'd think they'd do a lot better than that. So we've seen, of course, this map go both ways recently. You mentioned it earlier. Lynn Vision have taken it recently. TYLOO have taken it recently against each other. And we do, if TYLOO win this map, have a decider of Anubis to come. Which would be probably the perfect decider map, I would say, for both these two teams. And danking through the edge of the floor as well. Gives Emilia's aggression nothing whatsoever. Everything is going TYLOO's way at the end of this game.
I have so little to work with into this round. I suppose it's somewhat to be expected. We mentioned, right, losing that round was going to put you into a tight spot in terms of cash. And Lynn Vision very strapped at the moment. Do have the 1 AWP. Zaka has been pretty good with it for the most part. And actually, fun fact, so both times that these two teams played on this map in the last 2 weeks was a 16-13. Swapped for 1, but that was the scoreline. So that's kind of what I'm looking towards here. You know, maybe LV win the next round and then TYLOO get a 3-round streak. Who knows?
Maybe LV gets a 3-round streak. We never know. You never know. Zaka needs to be the star man in this round with the AWP. Get 1 pick toward A and insta-rotate. That usually is the way to go. Keep yourself as mobile as possible on that CT side. Keep yourself hard to guess. Summer working his way toward gap. A little bit of resistance, of course, in the site itself. But now they've figured out B, and that's a great frag from Vadim, but they haven't looked at Starry, and he gets both kills. Well done. That double setup was always going to be an issue, but they are still figuring out the round nicely. Zaka's last alive. He was in the position to do something about it, but he leaps in, and only leaps into the arms of Aristo. It's romantic, but it is a death. 14-12. And that puts Lynn Vision's money in a position where they can still rebuy. Of course, with their loss bonus in a good state. However, TYLOO are in the ascendancy and could be about to send us to Anubis.
I mean, Lynn Vision, as much as they're on mass loss streak, if they lose this round, it's a very broken bye into what could potentially be match point. So this is going to be a pretty pivotal round for them to come out on top of. Like to see the proactiveness here from Starry. Really trying to get in their faces, stop them from having the space to get up into that stairs position. Take some of that map control, deny some of TYLOO's rotations. Because TYLOO have just been so in control from start to finish.
Yeah, and look, there's all these opening frags, right? They're just going TYLOO's way constantly. Lynn Vision just can't find a way to get themselves advantages. It's impossible for them in this game so far, at least on this CT half, and even Starry playing on the edge of the site gets deleted by Freeman. Aristo holds for a rotation, and Zacco again is last alive. Needs a 1v5 to figure this one out. Gets the first two nicely. There's a lot more work ahead of him. One will go down. I don't believe there's a kit to be picked up anywhere as well, and Dan King's just holding the angle comfortably. 15-12 for TYLOO, one away from that third map decider, and to keep themselves alive for a chance at going down under.
Not where I thought we would be at the end of this map, particularly given how the first map went, and even just the first half of this map.
Indeed.
Well, actually, no, the first half of this map's fairly one-sided, but given the first, like, map, really thought Lynn Vision were going to be able to close this one out. They came into this half with 10 rounds, and it felt like the finish line was so close, just there around the corner. Emilia does manage to open things up with a very crucial kill onto Attacker. Attacker has been an absolute thorn in their side, so taking him off the board could be a huge opportunity here.
Oh, Dan King's done it again. This time through a smoke and through a wall. Not much you can do about that if you're westmelon. Might be the top fragger in this game easily. But unfortunately for Lynn Vision, it's not been full. Madam lagging behind as well. Been the issue for them in the last few rounds. Westmelon may have that 20 kill tally of 28, but he's on 28 for a few. And he's often just goes to 1 for 1. Thinking of that no help meme of that basketball player. Absolutely out with everyone in the game. I think everyone knows what I'm on about there. Someone goes for the peek, gets one, but pulls out his knife, and Starry needs to trade. So 3v3, and they're going to work their way in toward B on a quick flank. Danky needs to check those B stairs, of course. He knows that there could be a whereabouts. Zach is very, very quick on the flank. We weren't expecting that one. Starry from stairs gets his frag in the end. They knew he was there. It's all down to Freeman, and he's been tagged up by Starry as well. Vadim and Zaka just need the one bullet anywhere to take Freeman down. Even in the pinky toe would be enough to sort him out here. One will go down, and Zaka hears it. Straight through the edge of generator. No problemo. Lynn Vision stay alive.
Day of execution. We saw it on the previous map. I used the exact same phrase there. We were on match point or map point, and TYLOO managed to just keep it going just a little bit longer. Lynn Vision need to win 2 rounds here to take us into overtime, and definitely feels doable. But given how lackluster this entire half has been, I think they've just kind of prolonged the inevitable a little bit here.
Let's see. Lynn Vision are going to have their bye, at least, as we've said. The AWP on Zaka still available after winning that previous round. TYLOO still at full strength, and they're going to have a bye in round 30 anyway, of some decent extent. So, Lynn Vision, if they're going to want to bring this one back to OT, they're going to have to do it the hard way.
Lynn Vision being very hyper aware of that B site.
Been burnt too many times.
Honestly. Literally.
Yep.
Try and keep some control there. Good control across the board, really. TYLOO looking to angle up towards that A site.
One thing I would have liked to have seen from Lynn Vision in this half so far toward A is that I haven't seen too much is re-aggression toward round. Been very happy to let TYLOO go for these sort of plays, get control up toward gap like this and force players away like westmelon and Zaka. And look at this, it's happening again. They're trying to aggress now, but it might not work out long term. Vadim, his aggression at that timing was definitely most certainly not expected by Aristo. They have recovered it for now, and Zaka manages to drop the bomb nicely. Gets a second as well. Good hold. Now Dan King needs a clutch. It would be a 1 versus 4, and there's no time to do it. 5 seconds. He's off to save. Just about gets away with his life as well. Great stuff from Zaka. Another 3k, almost even with westmelon now, and that says something. We know how good westmelon's been so far. And in the end, TYLOO going 1 by 1 was their downfall.
And funnily enough, that was what we said was their downfall on Ancient. And it took so long. I mean, I don't think they ever quite got the hang of it on that map. Here, they played a lot more tight, a lot more clean, using those crossfires really well, using the buddy system. This time, however, seems to be not working out too well for them. So now another timeout comes through here, of course, from TYLOO. They wanna take this one home. They want to make sure that they can get through this match point, take us on to Anubis, which I'm pretty excited for. We did have a little bit of Anubis earlier on today, and it was a ton of fun to watch. So I would certainly not be disappointed if we did wind up there. But Lynn Vision have every opportunity here. Zaka has really, really come alive in these later rounds, particularly in that last round, obviously. Did a fantastic job. Let's see if he can help him alongside westmelon. Can they drag this Lynn Vision side to an overtime?
Yeah, I mentioned that TYLOO are going to have enough money for a buy. And I did say they had a few players with a bit more cash, but really, it's not the best in the world. But westmelon again, he's been trying to go for these aggressive picks recently. The last like 5 or 6 rounds, he's just not found any entries at all after being so successful early on. Aristo with his Galil will stop that one. And like I said, they still have that Galil, they still have the AK and the AWP in play too. Just supported by the Tech 9 and Mac 10. Freeman with the bomb going toward mid. One step made by his teammate with the Tech 9, so that could be a slight issue. Try and close this one out here and now. Starry peeking on the line, goes for a big spray down, and he gets all 3 of them. What a beautiful hold that is. That's the Starry we know and love. And that could be the play that pushes us through to extra rounds. Bomb dropped in the window. Attacker. He may be close up, trying to flank one of these Lynn Vision players, but you're going to get caught in a second or two, I think. Dan King, he might be in support, but there's the catch from Starry. He's on the ace of Starry, just ended through OT here. Would be superb. There's the information, and Starry's done it. Starry and aces, man. He is an absolute monster. And he's done it again to take Lynn Vision that step to 15 all.
Well done, Starry. Somebody that we'd really highlighted in that first map. And a bit of a slower one, obviously. You don't win a lot of rounds. You don't get a lot of opportunities to rack up the stats. But this time around, I mean, he's also hot on the heels of both Zaka and westmelon. westmelon's really cooled off a little bit in the last few rounds. I haven't seen as many of those flashy, you know, amazing kills that we'd seen earlier. That's a nice little start here to this OT. Danking and Aristo getting 2 for TYLOO, and Lynn Vision with only 3 players left alive. I'll make that 2. It's going to be difficult to fight this back.
2 versus 2. HP incredibly low off the back of that. Freeman and Aristo. Freeman is going to have to be the one to do the heavy lifting here. Lynn Vision trying to make this comeback a reality, but look where Freeman is just holding. They've escaped to the A bomb site. Adam is looking for him, but this off angle is so hard to predict, and there it is. So it's all Emilia. Now he's having to make noise on this retake as well. He has a smoke for this bomb. He chooses to throw it in toward heaven, goes for the first duel and takes low HP of Aristo. And that Molotov doesn't reach at all. So Freeman's going to have to peek at some point here. Emilia's holding the bomb and he's got the defuse. Freeman didn't bite and Lynn Vision's recovery keeps on trucking.
Pros don't fake. I mean, sometimes they fake. But in this instance, they don't fake.
Incredible.
The balls on that guy to stick that, knowing that Freeman is probably just around the corner, I respect it. I think that was a great play, and obviously it works out quite nicely for them. So they're going to take that first round here in OT. OT? OT.
I mean, it still works. Over T.
Yeah. Felt really weird to say, you know, it doesn't really, like, roll off the tongue.
Yeah. pick coming in from Summer. But Dan King, oh, he was waiting for that re-aggression of the AWP of Zaka. He's really stepped up in the last few rounds. Not had a very good series overall, but he's having a few impact frags at the right moments, and there's another one. Emilia goes down. And there's it. There he is again, just holding from sandbag. Such a hard position to retake in so consistently, of course. Needing nades to really force players out of that spot, and now Starry needs to ace again, but this time it's a 1 versus 5. He gets the first, but he's been tagged down to 15 HP. Looking for more duels, but only one bullet will take him down any which way. Aristo playing on the line, and an attacker will finish it off. Starry can't do much more in that situation. So back to even Stevens again. 16 rounds apiece. We're going to try and remove that Zaka from your screen at the moment, of course. He's not been the impact player every single round. There we go. A quick refresh is all it took. See, they're all listening to me. They know what to do.
At least they're listening to somebody. Oh, wizened old Gandalf.
There you go.
I'm never gonna like. I'm just gonna use that forever now. Every time I work with him, he's no longer Jonas. He's Gandalf.
He did say he has a beard right now, so you know it probably works. Needs to the corner, but no one playing in default position in that spot in this particular round. Can Lynn Vision somehow recover this one after looking like they were nowhere? It's another nice pick from Zaka, getting a bit of revenge on toward Dan King from that previous round. And it could be such an impactful kill. Who gets the 2-1 in OT?
I love those
the CT side, I'd be...
shots.
I know. If it's the CT side, I really think that TYLOO are going to be in a bit of trouble because their CT wasn't great.
That is the big concern here. But if they can rack up a few rounds here, maybe they can survive just that little bit longer. Of course, as you can see on your screen, we are looking for the 1st to 19. 3 rounds wins it. Wins it all. Takes home all the biscuits.
I did. Try and peek on a bit of timing. Just great to see if I can see someone below the B stairs, and that is exactly where the play's going to come, and he again doubles up, and westmelon was here to peek off the back of him. That's actually westmelon's first kill in quite a long time. He's been on 28 for a while, and he's finally stepped up again. Zaka holds the line. It's a 2-1 on OT for Lynn Vision, and a great chance to close off this game now. Just 2 needed. 19 is the magic number.
Zaka realized that westmelon was catching up, so he obviously needed to get that last kill. But like you were saying, right, this is where the big concern comes in. It would have been important, I think, for TYLOO to win that last round and get themselves to 17, because as you said, their CT side wasn't terribly strong. Lynn Vision only need 2 rounds here, and their CT side was devastating for TYLOO. So if they can show that same form that we had seen earlier, I don't know if we're going to get that map through.
We'll have to find out. Lynn Vision. Need that 19 to make it reality. But if TYLOO somehow find a way to clean sweep OT, then they'll win the wrap as well. Attacker being flashed in. Oh, it's working really well. Attacker gets himself 2 in the end with the help from Aristo. It couldn't have worked out better, and he even finishes the job. He was trying desperately to pick up that AK off the ground. But in the end, he didn't need it.
We don't get a second 5k, unfortunately. That would have been fun. 2 aces? Why not? We even things out here. That was a very important round for TYLOO to win to keep themselves alive in this. Doing a lot better now. I mean, they did show some signs of life on their CT side, right? They did manage to string 5 rounds together. It was arduous. It wasn't easy by any measure, but they were able to do it. And that tells me that now in overtime, yeah, they can absolutely get some rounds together. So that first round, that is exactly what they needed to springboard them a little bit. If they can win this one, our confidence grows that little bit more.
Who gets a match point or who gets a map point? That is the answer that we have to find in this round. Envision, we have westmelon tagged down. It's relatively low HP. Starry, looking for the possibility of a boost in mid, a counter boost, of course. You will see legs first in that position. Freeman, shoulder peeking from CT to make sure no one's pushed all the way through yet, and he's actually not playing on the railing, which you can do in these sort of scenarios. Zaka going for a duel toward Gap. Unfortunately, has to fall away. 40 seconds, and Freeman now wants to go looking for information. Looks for it, but Vadim hits a quick fire headshot. That's a huge frag to take. Actually dinking through sandbags, but Vadim's got a second as well. Now Attacker needs to step up on the site, but Emilia deals with him. And the retake from Danking and Summer surely is too far away. Bomb is down. What can they do on this retake? They're going to go for it. It's OT after all.
Flash out over the top. Catch anything off of that. Oh, Summer gets one. It's all down to Dark. Danking, he only gets one. As Starry will do a little bit of extra cleanup there, and there it is. Match point or map point? Why not both? Lynn Vision looking to sweep this one and take it home. It's a little bit of a downer, I think, for TYLOO. Really had... I think in particular, had a lot of high expectations for this team.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of other people, you know, echoed that sentiment. Yeah, unfortunately, they just haven't shown us the prowess that we have become accustomed to with this team.
Yeah, and the progress has been few and far between, really, as of late for TYLOO. Anyone who's been keeping up to date, of course, with the team and this region will know they're just not where they used to be, and not where they want to be either. Lynn Vision, if they take the series 2-0, will kind of reaffirm that as well. They may have shared series recently, but we know what this team is capable of, and they're not showing it recently at all. IHC, of course, invited to the main event. They're going to be in Melbourne. Rare Atom are the favourites to probably win this closed qualifier bracket and make it through. Lynn Vision want to be the ones to try and deny that. Good timing on this Vertigo toward Gap. Freeman now has to step up, but he only gets the one this time. Starry will burn out Summer as well. It could be the beginning of the end here. That's a huge kill to get with that Molotov. Retake's coming in towards CT and toward Heaven. Danking needs a great peak on timing here. Bomb is down. Retake is on. All three TYLOO players have kits. And they have smokes for the bomb as well if they want to use them. The molly will be used. That will force Starry out. And he's still burning to that Molotov. Has to shift a bit further over. The molly's not perfect. Doesn't move Starry away from that one completely. So now there's a great chance for Lynn Vision to continue to hold those positions. And both kills come through. Emilia gets the final frag. Attacker goes down. And so do TYLOO. Lynn Vision stay alive in this bracket. TYLOO, no more chance at Melbourne.
Well done to Lynn Vision. I think, you know, both of my expectations for today's matches out the window. But it's definitely a pleasant surprise. It's great to see a team like Eruption, who I know is doing well in ECL, doing really well at this level as well.